Hello and welcome to week 3 of our Buzz Club challenge. This week we will be making salt dough, which we can model into different objects or letters of your name. In this video you'll have a choice of making the salt dough and keeping it soft like you would Play-Doh, or you can bake it in the oven and then paint it afterwards to make something you see in front of you here, or even an NHS rainbow. Doing something creative is really good for our well-being. The things you will need are following here. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to need to gather some flour, some salt, some food colourings if you want to dye your dough, some weighing scales, and a mixing bowl. So once you've got all those, come back. First of all, weigh out 250 grams of flour. Next, weigh out 125 grams of salt. Now in your large mixing bowl, you need to pour in your flour first of all, and then next your salt. Once you've added the salt and flour, you'll need to add 125 millilitres of water. Now you may need some more if it's too dry, so just mix it up together and see how it goes. The dough should be a nice consistency once it's all mixed together, so keep mixing. Once you've got your consistency right, you can knead it and mix it until it's nice and soft like you see here. You may need to add more water if it's too dry. Once your dough is nice and soft, you can cut it into separate pieces ready to mould into something you wish to make. If you want to dye your Play-Doh, you can do that now. So just make a hole in the middle of one of your Play-Doh shapes and then pour in a few drops of food colouring. Now be careful of this because it can be very messy. Once you have the well, just knead it until you've coloured the dough, but your hands will get a little bit messy. If you want to make objects that are hardened in the oven, what we can do is make a model of something you like. So I'm going to make this minion called Kevin. So you might need to gather some equipment, maybe a rolling pin, a garlic press, which is really good to make Kevin's hair with. So put some Play-Doh inside the garlic press and squeeze and you will see some hair coming out. So once you've created Kevin's hair, you can add it to the shape. You can create some blue Play-Doh and make this into Kevin's dungarees. Also, if you have some letters, you can create your name or even a school name. Once you've modelled your salt dough character, this can go in the oven to be baked. I've also modelled some salt dough emoticons here, which can be baked in the oven and used to help express how we're feeling. Which emoticon are you feeling today? To bake and harden your salt dough characters, you'll need to put them in the oven on the lowest setting for 3 hours. Any leftover salt dough can be kept soft in an airtight container for up to 4 weeks. This modelling dough is really good for emotional expression, so some days if you want to express a feeling, you can mould it in some Play-Doh. This salt dough is so versatile, you can make it into anything that you like. For example, look at these dinosaur fossils, or you could even make a hand print. Also use some cookie cutters to make the objects you see here. And once they're baked, you can get your paints out and paint them. And this salt dough, once it's cooked, goes hard. So even these lovely rainbows here you see, they can be painted. And you can even hang up your emoticons and the ribbons that you see here. Once you've painted your baked salt dough, you can seal it with varnish made from PVA glue. Mix 2/3 of PVA glue with 1/3 water. Paint your PVA glue mixture over the top of your painted salt dough to varnish it. Once you've created your salt dough, whether it be soft or a hard baked one, why not take a photo and share it on the Buzz Club Teams account? So it's goodbye from me and Kevin, and we look forward to seeing you next week for our next episode of Buzz Club. Until then, stay safe everyone and have a good week.